Oh, well, well, aren't we fortunate? We're going to have two podcasts a day. One that I did on the Civil War, and the other one is on, another war, a war of civil rights. We all remember a certain man by the name of Martin Luther King. Well, today happens to be happy birthday, Martin Luther King. So why is he remembered? Well, he's remembered for his role in the civil rights movement. Or was it really? Come to find out, he was a CIA operative. Yeah. And that he had been watched and observed of all his shenanigans that he was doing with those lady friends of his. I'm sure his wife Coretta knew all about it. The wife always knows, right? But really, so what was that movement all about? Well, it was to create an uprising, black versus white. I happen to remember that, especially the day that he was so-called assassinated at the Lorraine Hotel in Memphis, Tennessee. Well, guess what? This young man, by the way, my name's Thomas. I grew up in Jackson, Tennessee. And guess what? That's only like 80 something miles away. So yes, we knew most definitely what had happened and we were scared to death. Everyone was afraid to get out, afraid of what might happen, afraid of the burnings and everything else that was going on. Turns out it was all a sham. And I do believe it's even been found out that his name, Luther? Not really. His real name is Lucifer. Now, isn't that something? So the other thing to know about it is this. Martin Lucifer King. CIA operative. Knew all about everybody. And who was big as far as the president goes in the civil rights movement? None other than, wait for it, Lyndon Baines Johnson. And what is he so important about? Why, I do believe he had that meeting of all the people before Kennedy arrived there in Dallas. Setup upon setup. What do you think? But also know this. So if Martin Lucifer didn't die, who did he transform into? Well, I can tell you. Alan King. Take a look at his face, people. Look for yourself. Wake up. Nothing is what it seems. All the deceptions that we have thought were reality are nothing but smoke screens for a fake reality. So, sirs, ma'ams, everyone that's curious about all this, do your homework, because civil rights movement was huge in this country and it divided us. You know, before that came along and his I have a dream speech, things weren't really that bad. But then all of a sudden, this movement, it made things change in this country. And I will say this, it seems like now we're in a civil war, but not black versus white. But how about, Muslims, any other kind of religions? We're all like fighting each other. I'm reading a book. It's called Lincoln by Gore Vidal. And in this particular book, they talk about the Civil War and what it meant. And it was about brother versus brother and father versus father and cousin versus cousin and what it did to this country, how it divided the country. And was it really about slavery? No, it wasn't. It was about something more important, a land grab. You see, the South controlled a lot of land, a land that could be used if they had opened up the Tom Bigby waterway. And that has opened, by the way. And it is another waterway with, dikes, and they lower and raise, and they can get ships through there. And it connects all the way to the north. People say sometimes in Mississippi, because of, non-rains or whatever, gets really hard to navigate. So why not have a different waterway? And that's what they wanted. That's what the Civil War was actually all about. It wasn't about who was doing people wrong and people brought over here. And, it's a different perspective. And so that's what it is again with the civil rights movement. Civil rights. So where are we now? Are we any better? Really? Are we? Look what we're being replaced with now. AI. AI is going to replace all of us, people. Artificial intelligence. The new civil rights? We shall see. This again is Thomas. If you have any questions or comments about this podcast, feel free to drop me a line or reach out to LinkedIn or reach out to fundraisingcup.org/Jewel. All right. Y'all have a good day. And remember, pray. Prayer is the only way we're going to get to the right solution, the right conclusion. Amen and amen.